Hey, Davita. Hey, is now or never. Hey, Shay K. Hey, Emoji 6029. Hey, Callie Love. Hey, Rockstar Dawn. Hey, December baby. Hey, Rizzo. Hey, K-Trey. Hey, Brooklyn Dior. Hey, Gentle Leo. Hey, Lady Linda. Thank you for coming over. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I came over here to talk about the Darky comment. Thank you, Gentle Leo, baby. Thank you so much. Now, as we know, I was referred to as a darky nigga the other day by TC. And I've been wondering, was that okay? Is it okay to be called a racial slur by another Black woman? One. And two, a Black woman that's supposed to be prominent where she's from, I would assume. Hey, I am Brooks. And one was it racial? And is it okay for certain content creators to try and justify the comment by saying that's a state of mind? That's never been a state of mind of mine. I would have never went to the extent to call that lady a darky, call her anything racial, let alone try to tell somebody that they're ignorant. And that's what she chose to do. But you know, I always get the short end of the stick. I actually came in on the conversation. I didn't create it. And because I gave my opinion on how I felt when I received that phone call, I was called the Darky nigga. But the bitch who she was sitting next to was the one who made the accusations. I didn't know that that was said until I came in the chat. And like I am, I'm messy like everybody else and nosy. I wanted to know what was going on. So when I found out what had been said, and I just gave my 2 cents on it. Lady P wasn't the one who said, Bama said she didn't want to have to sleep with TC. I didn't say that. Y'all give me a second. Thank y'all. My bad. So it kind of been on my mind, and then I'ma just go and call names because y'all know I don't be around no motherfucking bush. Hey, Miss Valerie. Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Linda G. I was watching Rebels replay, and it kind of touched me in my spirit because I felt like Rebel was justifying this woman calling black people darky. And then I see some other shit transpiring in the chat. And I'm like, oh, really though? For real? And I just left out of there. Hey, Brooklyn. Hey, Dor. I just left from out of there. Because what I don't want to do is feel some kind of way. Because I wasn't the only one having this conversation. I walked in on the goddamn conversation, to be honest. And I just told my part of when I was invited. Why I was chosen? Because I'm outspoken. And I feel like the bitch got a problem. The bitch darker than me. But you call me a darky. And I just want to come and speak on it. Is it okay for other black women or other black men to be calling other black men racial terms? How can we fix our community when we got self-hating motherfuckers like them in the community? And I also want to say something because I heard what she said on Bama's platform. I did reach out to her one time because I wanted to ask a question. Hey, Miss Patrice Cunningham. Hey, Miss Patricia Ellington. I wanted to ask a question about an HBCU. But she never, contacted me. I did reach out. But she never tried to contact me. So me being the mother that I am, I went to somebody else that knows a little something about an HBCU. And he was the right person I needed to speak with because he was a man. I was questioning him for my son. And he's part of a sorority as well. And I got the best advice I could have ever gotten. So why people running around here with that behind their name on YouTube, I believe it's all a front. They want to be more important than they really are. I want Isa for no handout. I just needed a couple of questions answered. So the next time you sit down somewhere, TC, and you want to brag that somebody asked you to contact them and you did not, you shouldn't mention it because you're really not about your business. Only thing your freaky ass want to do is get on YouTube and talk about sex all day, every day. But thanks, no thanks. I just had a question. I ain't need no handout. I ain't need you to set me up with no interviews. I ain't need none of that from you. I just had a question. And you weren't even woman enough to reach out to see what that question was. Yes, it is very, 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 very offensive. I looked it up for myself so I can make sure I wasn't tripping. But it need to be talked about. Because, see, this ain't the first time a black woman in this sector has called another black woman a very offensive term. They don't want to talk about it. Hey, lovely, 614. They want to justify it. Instead of letting the bitch know you was wrong for that. Because when have it ever been a state of mind of a black woman to call another black woman some shit like that? That's never been a bitch state of mind. Not in my eyes. And that's not my state of mind. To call another black woman a darky. That sounds like self-hate to me. That sounds like somebody stepped on that bitch's toes and she didn't have no other way but that way to latch out. So at this point, it is what it is. But we shouldn't be scared to speak out against it. Because when the shit is wrong, it's wrong. And it's not cute to justify the shit, rebel. I don't give a fuck if the president's wife was calling in on somebody call-in line. That still don't justify a bitch calling another black woman a darky. And for you to sit over there today and try to justify that shit and brush it off because it happened on your platform, it ain't just happened on your platform. It happened on Bama platform the night before. And see people do shit to see how much they can get away with. And by you giving her that pat on her back today in your chat, made her feel good. That wasn't cute. And I'm just calling the bullshit like I see it. Just like you sitting over there talking about the BET Awards and Lil Nas X kissing a man on stage last night, the same way you feel about the LGBTQ community, you should feel about the black women and the black men in this sector. That's not part of the community. Yeah, and then what really tripped me out, y'all want to know what really tripped me out? Miss Diva One was in the chat, and Miss Diva One was like she was finna leave because she had to go take her daughter to a HBCU appointment today. And then the bitch had the audacity to at Miss Diva One and say congratulations. That's the shit that killed it for me. I say no hell, no hell, no hell. And I'm taking all the motherfucking heat for some shit I ain't even start. Hey, Fee. My bad. Thank y'all. Got the phone on do not disturb, but the call's still coming through. Hey, that's something. But I was just like, really, ain't shit going on. Y'all here kikiing in the chat, and I'm taking the motherfucking heat, and I ain't even started the damn room. But that's how the dice rolls. But I just wanted to talk about it. Do anybody want to come up here and hey Lex Boogie? Do anybody got something they want to say on it? I have no problem dropping my link because I thought that was some fuck shit. I really did. I thought I had don't let it go after I said what I said Saturday night. But when I saw Rebel over there justifying that fuck ass shit, it pissed me off.
Hey, Lady P.
Hey Rockstar,
How you doing, love?
I'm good.
Okay, first of all, I know they got the game fucked up. That's number one. And number two, this conversation of the dark skin, we first as hued people need to understand the value in self. If you don't see the value in you, you won't understand nor see the value in me. And that's where that comes from. So if a dark skinned woman is talking about your melanin as rich and as beautiful and as strong as it is, if another woman that carries that same melanin only can tell you that there's a problem with it, she's admitting the problems within herself. People can only project, especially when they don't know you. Everyone that sees my chocolate skin automatically thinks, oh, she must be insecure. For what? Maybe your mother was. That's probably why she had you, because she didn't want to procreate and have another dark, beautiful baby like her. That's probably why you're light skinned. That's probably let's be honest here. Most light skinned children have dark skinned mother, but you didn't ask your mama why she initially and intentionally had you. We can go deep with this conversation, but what we're going to stop doing in the Black community is making it seem like the dark skin is less than when everyone literally has to be able to see them through me. Stop playing with me before I hurt feelings. Okay? Stop playing.
They need to stop playing with people, period.
Stop playing. Period.
Period.
When you don't know the
Hold on, we
value
got
in
another guest.
yourself, you are going to constantly be ignorant because you don't know the truth. And the truth is that we are all hued. Be blessed, be happy that you were chosen to be hued. Be happy that the sun loves you. Be happy that the moon literally dances around you. Be happy that that's your ground that you walk on. Be happy. But all this I'm going to project about a color? Are you serious? Are we still on that? We still in the Crayola box for what?
I don't know, but I think she got a lot of self hate going on. Sir King, is this you?
Yeah, it's me. How you doing?
How may I help you?
Yeah, I just want to come to say I agree. I was appalled by TC's comments because she's always talking about black this, black that, and to hear her say darky and all that, I was like, wait a minute, is this how you really feel? So I just want to say I agree.
Yeah, that's how she feel because she says a state of mind.
So being it okay, if it's a state of mind, being dark skinned means that you're ignorant. Being dark skinned means that you're, at a lower class. Being dark, like what does that mean?
Oh yeah, that's what she was trying to say, Rockstar. That
Oh,
because we're ignorant, we don't know shit. Oh
right.
yes, baby, she went all the way there.
And this is from a dark skinned woman, correct?
Yes, and supposed to be ahead of somebody HBCU somewhere.
Okay, so technically, an educated dark skinned woman just told people in this sector that dark skinned people are pretty much low of the low. Don't matter their education, don't matter what they look like, what they come from, what they blood run like. It don't matter. She just told you guys about herself. She wasn't talking about anybody else. She was speaking about herself.
Yeah, I
Are
agree.
you are you a part of a HBCU, my love? Are you the one that came on YouTube and made those comments, my love? Are you the one wondering why you were born with all that rich melanin? Are you the one that did that? No, it was her. So she was speaking about herself. We have to understand sometimes and listen clearly. Whenever someone tries to tell me about me, I always laugh because I always be like, "How you know, baby?" Because I don't know you. So if I don't know you, you must be speaking about yourself. Now I'm going to tune in and hear you talk shit about you because that's the only person you could talk about because I never introduced you to me. So you either lying or you talking about you. So what's going on? She talking about herself. She's telling you, yes, I'm dark skinned. Yes, I'm highly educated. Yes, I'm this. Yes, I'm that. But because of my dark skin, none of that matters. That was a cry for help. That's all it was.
Well,
Oh,
it's kind of scary. I mean, she advocates. She says she's advocating for fair rights and everything like that. But if you feel that way about your own people,
We're going back to the people. Let's exclude the people. She's speaking about herself. Let's keep it where it's at because she don't know
Granny, you know you
every
got your
dark
camera
skinned
on.
person. Huh?
I'm talking to Granny. She got her camera on.
She's not speaking about all dark skinned people. She's speaking about herself because technically she doesn't know them. You know what I mean? She went straight to Lady P complexion. She went to her education. She went to the same places to Lady P that she goes within herself. And that's what she
Granny,
got to do.
cut your YouTube off, Granny.
Huh?
Turn your YouTube off.
I did.
Okay, it's an echo.
Granny said, "Yeah, I got the game."
Isn't that Granny got the hell on? Okay, go ahead, Rockstar. My bad.
It's always projection. And for my black women, first of all, that self-confidence, that's your hello. That's what people see first. So if I see a black woman, especially a chocolate, dark skinned, gorgeous, rich, melanin dripping on every day, when I see you and you exude everything that is you, because I know the world is ugly towards you, my chocolate queen. I understand that, but they don't matter. How do you feel about you? That's what I see first. So when a chocolate queen exudes everything that makes her her, even though the world says, "Oh, you too dark. Oh, you too ugly. Oh, you too this." Child, please, I'm the shit and you mad and your mama too. That's just what it is.
but you
Because
gotta.
most
But I understand what you're saying. You're saying that is her, but she's advocating for black people, black organizations. So does she carry those same feelings into the boardroom? That's the question. So is she
No,
sitting?
I totally get that, but let's also be honest. Those are the type of black people that black people will always push forward. Let's, like, if we're going to go to the core of the issue, we're going to go to what black people support versus what they don't, because I'm sure that there was a confident, beautiful, dark-skinned woman that probably was supposed to get her position, but because of her insecurities and so many other women feel the way she do, that's why she got that position, and that's why she boldly said, "We all feel this way." That's why she said that. Most people will hurry up and say, "Oh, that's not true," but she told y'all the truth. She was like, "We all feel this way. That's why they accepted me." Duh. So are we gonna talk about the core and the truth? Because that's where I be at. Because see, when she made that comment and said, we all feel this way, she was not lying. She's telling you guys, everyone like me that does not love themselves, that does not love this rich melanin, we all feel this way. Where was the lie?
I don't know. I think when I heard what
But
she
she
said,
taking
I was really taken aback by what she said. And I said, "Are those feelings? I mean, was that? Are you putting on a facade? I guess that's the question. Are you
They're
going
not.
around?
I don't
Excuse me.
think she's putting on a
They're
facade
not.
because
No,
the bitch
no,
was running around here hollering about calling all sisters. And
Hmm.
then as soon as somebody mentioned her
Hmm.
and her name get brought up in something, she come and that's what she released.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. The facade of positivity and black empowerment, but when there's an issue of
But you
adversity,
gotta
there,
remember where she came from, Sir King. She came from over there with VS.
Yeah,
She was TSBC.
because I was just gonna say a black empowerment where sisterhood where. See, I'm the person we talking about the core. I ain't talking about this surface fake shit. We go to the core. Sisterhood where? Black empowerment where? Black togetherness where? Where's that? Oh,
Now
oh,
y'all know I am real, real petty.
okay. Hmm.
And I don't know who Miss Scorpio is, Sir King. Is this one of your people?
Miss Scorpio. Let me see. I'm trying to look at the comment section. Scorpio. I don't see no Scorpio.
Oh, where the Scorpios at? Scorpio all
Yeah,
day. I hope this a nice Scorpio because
I
we
don't
can be
see no
vicious,
Scorpio.
honey.
I don't see your
No, she
comments.
just came in and spoke to Sir King. So I'm trying to figure out, did she thought she was on his panel?
Whoa, say this
Or
again.
his
She did what?
panel?
Wait. She did what?
Does that say Madam Scorpio?
Oh,
Yeah, Madam Scorpio. That's her name.
Let me look.
Madam, you got to speak to those, baby. Not just Sir King, honey. Hey, QB Rolling Train. Hey,
Let me
Mama
see what she's
Cynthia.
saying.
I
No,
Mom,
she
I
just
need to.
told, she just said, hey, Tofu Alley.
I honestly feel, Lady P, that when we have conversations like this, especially when it comes to, because the dark skin is always the one that's like, okay, let's go beat them up. Y'all so crazy. Y'all have no idea how blessed we are. You have no idea the things
Yes,
that
we
don't show
don't know
on our
because look at what
skin.
Miss Patricia just said.
Don't
She
get
said, I
twisted.
am 63 and I have yet to see this called Black Unity.
Okay, so that's where I was going at, darling. Here's the thing. Black people kill me with this. Black people be like, okay, we gonna single out this one situation, but we not really gonna talk about what this lady really saying. That lady did not tell one lie, black people, and I want y'all to listen. That lady ain't told not one lie. When she said what she said, it was the truth. Now, most dark skinned folks, just like myself, we've heard it all. We didn't hear it from white people. We heard it from y'all. We heard the tar baby. We heard the don't go outside too long for or you gonna get dark. We heard all that ignorant ass shit from our own people. Okay? The reason why I said nothing that girl said was a lie was because we've been hearing it all of our life. Now, when she made that bold statement and actually said everybody at the HBCU or whatever feels that way, she's going by the conversations that they've had that we're not privy to. The conversations where even though she's a dark skinned woman, she's in a room where she is on the chopping block. But all she's thinking about, yeah, I know they talking about me, but at least I'm in the room. Girl, you better get some self-confidence and go create your own room because what you don't know, wherever you go, they will follow. See, when you understand the value of your hue, you will know who to play with and who not to sit with. A lot of dark skinned women need to understand the value of their hue. And if you don't know the history of self or the knowledge of self, anybody could say anything to you and it be that. You got me fucked up. Okay? You will never have me hating all this protectant skin I got on me. This is protectant, okay? I don't burn, baby. I glide everywhere I go. You will not make me hate my melanin because your mama told you to hate yours. That's not my business. That's yarn. But what y'all need to do is stop projecting on people. And what I realize about Black women in particular, y'all be hating when dark skinned women love themselves. What's like, what happened? You mad? What happened? There is something so sexy about a woman that could hear all the naysayers and still say, bitch, I ain't heard a shit you said, not one thing. Because the love for me is so loud, I can't hear your insecure ass. I'm sorry that your grandmother told you shit like don't go outside, you'll be too dark. Don't marry a dark man because you're going to have black ass children. I'm sorry that that's what you got. Okay. But all my life, I heard this chocolate was beautiful and that smile was fabulous, honey. So I don't know what y'all talking about. But I do know that self-hate reigns high over here. And folks need to love themselves. Love your black. Well, not really your black. We ain't black, y'all. We hued. Okay? Put a crayon next to your skin. You ain't black. You're hued. Wake up, people. Wake up. Sorry, Lady P.
You good, Rockstar, but I heard that black was like excellent.
Mm.
That's all I heard all my life.
Okay.
You were black excellent. And for her to try to come on here and downgrade me
Hmm.
for making a state, in my opinion, on what I thought was gonna go on.
What was your opinion that
Well, when
needed
when
that?
they when they called me to invite me to this cabin trip, Bama moderator Q called me, but they were all in the room together, basically. And Q was trying to tell me what was going on with the cabin trip or whatever. And TC spoke up. It was like, oh, it's gonna be all these prominent people here. I was like, I don't care. I don't like pussy.
Wait, let
So
That's
was
what I
the was
said.
the so was the interaction of
what?
vagina necessary in order to meet these people?
Ooh.
Sir King, the way at the time I didn't know, but at the time I didn't know why she was telling me about these people.
Hmm.
So that was the first thing came to my mind to let this lady know, look, I
Hmm.
don't like pussy. Because I know TC always getting on Bama platform, talking about sexual stuff, and I went with that. So before
Yeah.
they even got it in their mind, I had to let them know I don't roll that way.
Okay. Lady P is married. And let me ask this question because I've been asked many times to go on girl trips, right? Like through, and I've been married over 20 years. So girl trips have always been something that women have asked me to go on. No lie, Lady P, I ain't never been to none of them. Like, and everybody used to be like, why you don't go? And this, that, and the third. And they would automatically think that I did not go because of my husband. And it's like, no, my mindset is this. And nobody has to think this way. It's just it's just me. Maybe because I'm a Scorpio, But my mindset is this: if I'm gonna go to a cabin, I'm talking about fireplaces. I'm talking about snow is cold. Bitch, I don't want to be with no girls. Like, I want to be with my man. I want like face down, ass up. Like, let's chill. I'm not fit. I don't want to do that
But
with
then
girls.
what's funny? Because I didn't get the email,
The hell?
but QB them got the email. And when we did State of the B sector on Saturday, QB let us know what was supposed to really been going on at the cabin. Now, if it wasn't gonna be no funny shit going on, why was it 3 nights of women in their pajamas?
Mm-mm.
So why do you feel that you didn't get the email though?
I didn't get the email. I
That
got
don't
a
even make.
call.
What kind of question is that? Why do you feel like you didn't get the? She just said she
But
it.
she, right? But you said it seemed like you thought you were invited though. So if you were invited, you would got an email. I'm just asking the questions. That's all.
They
Nah.
had sent the email before they invited me.
Okay, that's the part I'm confused about. So you were already. I mean, they already had plans for you to go, right? But they sent the invitation to you late.
They didn't never. I didn't even know about
Okay.
the camping trip until
Okay.
I received the phone call.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Oh, okay. So
Okay.
they didn't send the email for the cabin trip. They gave you a call,
Yeah, they called me to play with
and
me.
and
All right.
and good day. Listen, Linda. Do
Listen,
I can never.
Linda. Listen, Linda. How y'all doing? You know, I have to make a. Have y'all seen her?
Y'all
Oh,
see
sir,
you. I'm on it.
wait a minute. Sir King don't want to say nothing. His hypocritical ass. You don't want to say nothing now?
I heard that you almost burned down your house cooking some sardines. How's that going?
I don't know. That was about 2 years ago, a bitch, a year ago. What the fuck is you doing? You's a
I'm so
upset
confused.
motherfucker. Like, you know
Is you
what?
still paying
You
off
know
that
what? When you say
citation?
Sir King, I'll be like,
You still paying off that citation?
yep, I'm still paying. You want to donate to it? I'm still paying it
I
off,
may
bitch.
think about it. We don't want you to get locked up. So
I don't know, bitch. You was a hip. You know what? Let me tell you something, Sir King. Thank you, Lady P. Let me address you.
Please don't
Thank
come
you.
over here, love to love, and disturb our conversation. You and
Who is
Sir
that?
Keith are on
Wait a minute.
another
Who is
time.
that talking? So I want to cuss the wrong person now. Who is that talking?
This lady P, and you ain't finna cuss me out.
No, I just addressed you. I said thank you. What the fuck you mean? If you if you want to
You
drop
know
me
what,
down,
love to
drop
love.
me down. Drop me down, bitch. Then I came up here. You let me up here, and I addressed you. I said thank you, Lady P. I said thank you. You didn't see
What you
that
not
part.
gonna do is be disrespecting me over here.
What you
Bye,
not
love
gonna
to
do?
love.
I'll talk about
Bye,
all
love
you
to love.
motherfucking bitches.
Get your
I
fucking
will
ass
talk
on
about
home.
all you
Get your
motherfucking
fucking
hoes.
ass home.
Bitch, you know what?
Dumbass.
Take that
You
goddamn
so
raggedy ass,
ignorant.
old ass wig.
You a drunk bitch. Bye. Hello.
Elders, elders, elders. You
Hello.
know, I don't know,
Hello.
man. I don't know, elders. I don't know, Lord. I don't know. I don't
Don't
know,
tell what she been drinking.
Lord.
Now she
Hello.
can't come back over here no more.
Oh, I got a headache. Oh,
Hi,
God.
Lady P and
Hey, Miss Ray Allen. Excuse
Dr.
my
Hey,
language.
Miss Ray Ellen. Hey, Queen.
hello,
I
Ray
just
Allen.
I just dropped in here because the conversation is one that needs to be had,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I do appreciate you all having this conversation, even though it's interrupted at times,
Mm,
with like this now. But we as Black people,
mm-hmm,
period, male or female, we have to realize that the media has inundated us with negative images of ourselves. And when we don't fit those negative images, we tend to put that on other Black people,
mm-hmm.
being that negative person or personality or character traits. And some of us have the sense to recognize what's going on within the media, and we don't take it in like that. We fight that. What I saw the other day with those comments that were made was someone who had taken that perception in of all Black people,
Mm-hmm.
and especially dark skinned Black people. And for those who have never seen me, because some people have, I am a dark skinned Black woman. I've been Black for almost 72 years now.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I am, I find it abhorrent that a Black woman
Mm.
would get on public media and speak to other Black people like that about the hue of your skin. And we know that Black people come in every range of
Every
color.
shade. Like, what?
Okay. And we can't say that this is just a view of light skinned people, because then you'd have to say people like Angela Davis and Huey Newton, who were light skinned,
Mm-hmm.
didn't love themselves and love all Black people. And so we do have to speak out, and we do have to reject, and call out people who use that word darky, because that's a word that I had only heard from plantation owners,
Mm.
and even in the Star Spangled Banner, the darkies are singing, in the second stanza,
Oh
and
wow.
and racist. That's the only time I've heard it.
Can
And
I
to
ask you
hear,
a question, Miss Ray Allen?
yes, ma'am.
Do you think the reason why, especially with the black women of today, do you think the reason why some of them use those terms is because those terms was used towards them in their home?
I would say that it's possible, because if you're in a family and you're the darkest person, you
Mm-hmm.
would get that. That would
Yeah.
happen. Okay. And that's unfortunate. But you have to grow away from that and grow out of it. And if
I
you're supposed to be educated,
mm-hmm.
then you know who Black people are
Hmm.
since ancient Egypt, since ancient Africa. You know that we are the ones who, you know, we began in the cradle of civilization. If you're educated,
Hmm.
as some people say they are, then you would know that.
That's why I made the comment of self history. Because if you
Right.
truly, as a dark skinned woman, if you truly knew the power and the value of your hue, you would never, ever make those words come out your mouth. They would not be able to. But if you don't know who you are, you're going to believe what your elders were taught, that turned around and said it to you in
Right.
generation and generation and generation, because that's where it started. That's why I asked that, Miss Ray Allen, because you said that's the time where you heard it used was by, the slave masters. So that means that after it happened, those elders still had to go home. They still had to go home. And just like with the quote unquote black man and his job, and instead of him going off on the white man at his job, he just comes home and taking out on his black children and his black wife. It's the same thing. It's the same
Yes.
exact thing. Instead of
Yes.
him, you know, acknowledging the fact that something is wrong, not with his home, but where he decides to go, instead of taking that frustration out and where it needs to, it's easier to take it out on that woman and them kids, because that mindset is still there. I'm the one going through it and not you, which is far from the truth. If you black, we going through it.
And I agree. And the one thing that I'm fortunate, because I didn't grow up hearing that. Okay. I grew up hearing about, the way my family phrased it, if you're Black, you're going to have to be twice as good at whatever it is you do. Be the best you can be, that sort of thing. History of Black people, bad and good and bad history. But, I was never turned against other Black people because of their hue, and that includes light skinned Black people as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's something that, you know, is totally unacceptable from someone who claims to be educated. Because what kind of education did somebody get
Hmm.
if they're talking about dark skinned people like that?
That's what I'm saying. I don't
Okay. That
understand.
is not education. I mean, it's not the education I received. I got my degree, but I also did my own research, and I know why they knocked the noses off the Sphinx and all
Tell
of
it.
those other statues in ancient Egypt and so on, because
Tell it.
there's been a move to deny us our rightful place. So
There's people right now erasing your history as you speak. Right
exactly,
now.
exactly.
Right now, as we speak, people are erasing the fact that you were ever here. That not
Exactly.
only that, everything that you contributed into making this world what it is, because that is you. They're trying to erase it like you didn't even come here, like you
Well,
didn't even matter, like you was never, like you never existed, like you
right.
really subhuman. That's what they own.
And
And
I think
meanwhile, in our
Well,
own
y'all, I got the
community,
lady that
y'all
we're
talking about
speaking
dark
on.
skin. Child.
Don't hit this link. Let's see what she got to say.
Who is it?
TC.
We
I really,
trying.
you
Ooh,
know,
child.
yeah.
Ooh.
Hey,
What?
hey, Lady P.
Hello.
Okay, Sir King,
Hey,
Rockstar,
how you
and Miss
doing?
Ellen. Okay, enter the chat. Number one, I came up to say, I know you all were talking, Miss Ray Ellen and Miss Rockstar. Were y'all finished? I didn't want to.
No, we wasn't
No, I wasn't
finished,
finished.
but I love the fact that you're up here. So go ahead, love.
Okay, excellent. Now let me just say this. Let me go back a little bit. Number one, my statement about Darky, has nothing to do with anybody's complexion, not at all. It has nothing to do with melanated, dark, well, highly melanated people, not at all. It has something to do with a state of mind. The state of mind was this: when when people were talking about the trip, and then they were saying that it was going to be an orgy and things. I was talking about that being the state of mind, that being a dark place, because
Okay,
that
but
is
you know
something.
what? You know what, TC? Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait a
The
minute,
one
hold
thing,
on,
the
Miss Ray
one thing
Ellen,
you cannot do is
Miss
refer
Ray
to
Ellen,
dark. Wait a minute. You wait a minute.
Miss Ray Ellen.
No, wait a minute. You cannot
No, Miss Ray
come up
Ellen,
here and
I need
say,
to finish.
yeah, you
Miss Ray
always
Ellen, I
need to
need to
finish,
finish.
TC. But you know what? I'm
No,
going to
I
finish.
don't. I need to finish now, because we can have a dialogue. I don't have a problem with that, Miss Ray Ellen. And
Well,
what I was saying was that
darky is not
what
the
I was
term to use.
what I
Okay,
was saying
period.
was that the statement that I made was in reference to a dark state of mind. I said it then and I say it now.
I
I don't
heard
like
you
it when
live.
people think I
I
don't
heard you
like it when
live.
people think that because you have Black women, and it was not just for women. There were males that were going to be in that particular, that was also that were also going to be there as well. So it wasn't just for it wasn't an orgy. It wasn't any of that. It wasn't any of that kind of negativity.
You know what?
Not at
Whatever.
all.
Even if it
We
was not
don't
about
do
an
those kind of
orgy, the
things. And
phrase,
for
the
people
term.
to say that and to refer to it that way, that was the darkness that I was talking about, and that's what I was speaking on. Now, let me say
Well, let
this.
me say this,
The other
TC.
thing was,
If your friend
uh-huh.
wouldn't have never said something and let nothing slip out her mouth to somebody else that she did not want to have to sleep with you, this conversation would have never came up.
I don't listen, let me Lady P, that I never heard that. I never heard that. I don't know who started it. I don't even know who started that. I don't know. I wasn't
Okay,
talking
you know
about
what? You know what? Okay.
and I was speaking about, and also
What
let
I
me
want to
say
say
this.
is this. No,
When
because you
we
keep
were
saying, let
speaking,
me
when
say
we
this.
talked to you about the trip, Lady P, we said to you that it's not that there were prominent people, there were other people that were also other content creators and other moderators that were going to be there as well. That's what I said. I never said
Okay,
anything about prominent people.
TC, you know what? You said, let me finish, and it looks like your finishing is going on and on. So let me say this, okay? Darky is not a term. No, excuse me. Darky is not a term that should be used.
I understand
I
this is
don't
not
care
funny,
if you
but
think
still.
it's funny. It's
But
not
no, but
funny
you
at all.
don't.
I
No,
don't
but
find it
Miss
funny.
Ray Ellen,
Darky
Miss
is
Ray
not a
Ellen, you're not
term,
going to
a
yell at
phrase
me.
that
You're
should
not
be
going
used.
to. No, that's not
I'm
the
not
case,
yelling
because
at
I
you.
am saying
I'm
no.
not
I am
yelling at you.
saying how
I'm
I
trying to get
used
a
it
word
and
in
how I
edgewise, which
defined it,
most people
and
can't do
that's the way
when
that
you're on
I
the
used
screen.
it and defined it, and that's the way I meant it.
You know
I
what? You
didn't
take
mean it for
over
dark-skinned
a
people.
conversation and you don't let people finish. And that's what happens when you're on the screen, is that you do take over. You have a tendency to do that. I'm trying to
do
get
not take over.
I'm
We have
trying to get
fun.
the same point
No.
across that I've been trying to get across, and you won't stop talking. Okay? That's what's happening. Now, I'm going to say this, and then I will be done talking about it. Darky is not a term to be used when you're referring to Black people. I heard you live say that. Okay? You cannot go back and rewrite what you actually said. Okay, you use the term darky referring to Black people. I don't care if it's mindset. I don't care if it's you think people shouldn't be doing things. Darky is not the phrase to be used. Period.
You say that. I use
I
it
say that.
because
You
it's a
damn
dark
right I
place.
say that,
And
and
I
I
know
mean
dark
that.
shadows. when you're spiritual, you understand how the dark
No,
shadows.
you
understand that.
no.
Okay.
So
No.
backpedaling now. You said what you said.
No, I'm not backpedaling. I'm talking about what I said and what I meant.
You said what you said, okay? And you said
I did. I said it, Miss Ray Allen, but still, you can't listen. You can't tell me what I can't say. What I did not mean.
Tell you that, but I
never
can
meant
call
it
it out.
for
I can
just
sure call
dark
it
skinned
out. That's
people.
what I can do.
I said at the end of it that I'm dark too. I said it at the end of that statement.
That's the sad part.
Okay. So the bottom line, but I am no, but everybody is not a darkie. In this case, a darkie is somebody.
But when you up here, let somebody else say something. My goodness, but if I can't finish a sentence,
you've been talking, Miss Ray Ellen. You've been talking about
for
me.
15 minutes now. Okay,
no, I have not. I just got on. It's only been 4 minutes.
Ladies. We're not going to come to any kind of conclusion.
Nope.
With the back and forth like this.
Right. And I'm just trying to get my point across, period. I don't want to hear about the dark spiritual stuff. I know what I heard. I'm very intelligent. I'm able to comprehend context. And you framed it in the context of Black people. And you then said that's how the HBCU people talk about Black people, quote, like that. That's what you said. And that's unacceptable.
There are codes. And there are certain people at HBCUs when they speak about certain things, especially when we talk about niggas and flies and darky niggas, we understand what that means. And that is not your dark-skinned people.
So can a white person say darky?
Did you say that?
Darky?
Let me go on mute. Let me check my emotions. Let me go on mute.
Darky is not the phrase to be used.
No,
okay,
go ahead. I don't have a problem with let's go.
So can a white person say darky? I'm just asking TC, since you're saying it has nothing to do with
I'm not talking about that. I'm not even talking about that. No. I'm talking about this right now.
We talking about that.
I am calling in and I am talking about what I said.
That's
I am
right.
referring to what I said and what I meant.
Darky niggas.
Right.
Okay.
You sure did.
You just said it again.
Okay. And that's right. Well, they say niggas around here all the time. So don't do that.
My point.
Don't do that. They say niggas and bitches around here all the time. So don't even go there. We're talking about the word darky, and I did not mean it for dark skinned people.
You just said darky niggas.
And I did not mean it for dark skinned people, period.
Oh,
I did not. Okay. It was about a situation, Lady P. It was about the situation with you calling and others calling the camping trip being an orgy. It wasn't an orgy. And again, it wasn't just for ladies. There were males that were also invited and attending. And it wasn't prominent people. I said there were other content creators and moderators that you would know. And that was what I said. I didn't say anything about prominent people. Okay, that's what I'm addressing. This whole thing about accusing somebody, I don't understand where this comes from because I've never said anything to you or anybody out of the way or anything. Never.
What you said was offensive.
Now,
do you not get that?
The other thing is, Lady P, I don't know who, like they said something about Bama, or you just said something about Bama said it. I didn't hear her say that.
Wow.
So I don't know about that either.
I'm gonna be
honest. Apparently, she does not get that it is offensive.
That's why I chimed in on the conversation to let them know I was invited, and I wanted to know what was being said. So I went and found out what was being said.
Okay, and I did not know what was being said. I'm referring to what you said. And it just made it like, because there were women that are lesbian, that we wanted to suck on other women. And that's not what that was. It wasn't. So that's what I'm talking about.
Because Lady P thought that because the attire was being a pajama.
Sir King, don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm doing what? I'm asking questions.
No, don't do that. Because
don't do what? You haven't answered any of my questions. When I ask you a valid question, you want to shut me down.
Because you're deflecting into something that is not necessary. And it's deflecting. No, it is not. It is deflecting.
TC is deflecting.
People go away and they have pajama parties,
Let me
karaoke,
explain
and
something,
various
PC.
events.
I'm gonna be
Let me
honest with
explain
y'all.
something,
I don't know
PC.
not
The
one
reason
grown
why
ass
the
adult that have
conversation
a
came up
goddamn pajama
was
party.
because
The
What'd you
fuck?
say?
someone made a statement
What
saying
the hell wrong with
that
these
Bama
people?
told
Pajama
them
parties?
she did
What that
not
look
want to have
like?
to sleep with you.
Grown
That's the
I've
ass
whole
never heard her say
kids
that.
conversation.
You
having
know
the
what,
I didn't hear
Lady
her say
P,
that.
Lady P,
Okay.
She's
what
never
I
said
what
that
I
to me. I've
don't what
never
I
heard
don't
her say that.
understand is that she does not seem to get. So she's not going to address me. I will address you. That the term "darky" is offensive, and then right in this conversation, she said "darky niggas." She does not seem to get that it is offensive to Black people, especially
It's very
dark-skinned Black
offensive.
people like myself.
And it wasn't for no, but what was said was that how I meant it was towards just dark skinned people. That is not how I meant it. I was talking about a state of mind where people think that lesbian women want to just go ahead and lick on everybody and have orgies.
So
And or gay
when
people
you just
in the
said
community, and
when you
that's
just
not the
said
case.
darky niggas, who were you referring to? Because that's Black people
Because
right
I
there.
was talking about something else that was brought up. It had nothing to do with I'm talking about anybody or calling anybody a darky nigga. I was referring to something else that was said.
What was it something else? Why are you being so subliminal now? I mean,
I'm not being subliminal.
yes, you
I'm being
are.
exact. That's what it was.
You're not being exact. I just asked you about the darky. You said darky doesn't relate to color. Okay, so I just asked you, could a white person say
Right.
darky too? Can a white person say darky?
Listen, I'm not dealing
Okay.
with that with the white
Okay.
people. I'm talking
Okay.
about
But
me
if it
and
doesn't
the
relate to color, you
situation
should not have an
with
issue with
me
saying
as
that
it
though.
pertains to me and what I
Okay,
said.
now,
I
okay.
just don't want anybody to take it wrong that I was talking about dark-skinned people. I was not talking about dark-skinned people.
Sorry, wrong. That's how it was said, and that's how it was
Well,
accepted.
that's how you took it. I'm clarifying
I'm
it.
not the
It
only
was
one.
No,
not
it's
for
it's
dark-skinned
definitely
people.
not. It's definitely not just her. Like we have to be honest here. Like based on my experience, there is so much manipulation and side talking and going around the bush in this conversation.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna come back to the core. How do you feel about self? Because
Um,
whatever you project is how you feel about self. This
right.
manipulation, back talking, all this. One, I'm getting a headache. Two, I don't like the fact that grown ass Black women conduct themselves like this. This shit is embarrassing. Three, are we
Exactly.
done
Mhm.
with this conversation? Because I really want to get back to like the conversation that we were having, because this feels like a distraction and I do not like that
I agree. I agree. And it's not about anyone's sexual orientation.
at all.
That's what I meant it as, because that was the statement that was made when Lady P was in the chat about licking and having orgies, and I'm not about pussy. That's what was made. That was the statement that was made. That's what I was referring to. That was
But
it.
don't you see how
You
your
addressed
words can
everybody
be?
in the
That was
chat.
it. And I'm here to tell Lady P that that was not the case. It wasn't about anybody licking puss and trying to lick puss with a whole bunch of people. There were men that were there, and there were other content creators, and there were other moderators that were also involved,
I
and
understand all that,
people who were
PC.
married.
I
It
understand
doesn't
all that,
matter. You
PC.
know, it doesn't
But what
matter
you're not
what the
understanding,
actual
what I'm
thing
saying
was.
is, I didn't say that you wanted to have sex with me. You went on Bama platform and talking about who wants Lady B. I didn't say that. Somebody else is repeating something Bama slipped and told them. And I just told them what I said when y'all called me. That's all I'm saying.
And when you said that, you made reference to I don't lick puss, and that's not what it was when we asked you, Lady P.
You
What
may
I
not
said
That's not
was,
what
what and
I don't like pussy.
I'm only talking about,
That's what I said.
and that I understand that.
Lady P,
That's what I'm referring
when
to.
you made that statement, that's the reason why I said what I said about I have been asked many times to go to sleepovers, to do whatever, right? I have never said yes. Never. And my main reason, although people always thought it was always because she's married, she won't go. No, it's not because of that. One, it's because I'm trying to figure out why the fuck we adults and we have to have sleepovers with other adults. That's number one for me. Like, what the hell we doing? We adults, but we have it. Like, what the fuck I look like putting on pajamas to go chill with adults? Fuck out of here with that. Like, we grown ups with kids and families and shit, and I have to literally plan a trip to go have a sleepover with other adults. Like, for real, when there's
But
real shit to do
that's
out
not
here.
what it was.
Fuck
That's
out
not
of
what
here.
it was. That's not all it was. It was a lot of different events. It was a lot of different things that were involved. Somebody just read that and that was it. That was not all that it entailed.
And Lady
Period.
P, most of the time, the reason why I would not go to sleepovers with other women is simply because there's always some underlying game being played that your ass will not know about. But you do find out after the disaster of the trip. If we're going to talk about it, let's talk about it. It's always some bullshit.
Wow.
And they always pick out a certain amount of people that they want to play with. And I'm not even talking about lesbian shit. Sometimes they might kill your ass if we really want to talk about it. Because the shit makes no sense. Adults don't sit back and be like, let's go have an adult party. Let's have a sleepover. Let's do this. Let's sleep in the... No, bitch. The fuck? I already did that shit. I'm like literally an adult. I'm somebody's mama. What the hell do I look like?
And there were a plethora
you know
of
what?
other
Lady
events, though.
P, let me ask you a question. Do you let your son go on sleepovers? Don't worry, I'll wait. Huh? Do you?
No, my
Okay.
son better.
Exactly. I damn sure hell don't let my kids go to no motherfucking sleepover. And the reason why is because you don't know who's gonna be there, correct? If I don't know everybody that's gonna be in that motherfucker, if I don't know you, why the hell am I gonna sleep in the same space with you? I don't know you.
Right.
It's weird. And if we will not let our children do it, why the hell would you play with yourself like that? Like I said, adults don't do that shit. Fuck out of here with that.
Lady P, I just want to say
Yes,
this,
ma'am.
and I'm gonna go. My point, I think I made it. I don't care what you're referring to, because it's not just whether or not someone has sexual misconceptions and that sort of thing. It's about that particular word, and it is unacceptable. It is offensive, and it has to be called out when it's used, just like tar baby when Heidi used it. That's unacceptable. So these are the things that we need to focus on, because this has nothing to do with
Your camera on, Rockstar.
this has nothing to do with someone's sexuality, someone's misperceptions about sexuality. That term was inappropriate, and the chat was addressed like that as well. So it had little to do with just what was said about sexuality. It had everything to do, because everybody in that chat was not part of that conversation. And people, were called darkies. Okay. It's not acceptable. It's offensive, and it needs to stop. Period.
Well, I want to say, TC, you two come across as too educated and knowledgeable not to know the ramifications of how that word will affect people. And I feel those words, you saying that on a public platform that could be heard by thousands of people, is a great detriment to what you try to promote on a continuous basis. Wherever you go, you champion HBCU and education.
Yes,
But
absolutely.
right, but you just presented the
But
opposite
that
of
what
that.
has nothing to do. Listen, this has something to do with somebody saying that our event was just about an orgy, and that all that we were doing, defaming everything that we did and all the work that we put into
But
that.
see, when I was saying that was all for jokes and kikis. We were saying that for jokes and kikis. But when we read the email, it was 3 whole nights of pajama wearing.
There were more activities there. There were more activities. It talked about the horseback riding and other things that were going on. So it was way more than that. And it was way more than just females, it was males and females, various content creators, not prominent. I didn't say, well, they are, well, I guess you could say people are prominent, but there were people that were just going to be there and we were just going to have a good time. That was it. That was all that it was.
I think Sir King had a point when he said that, someone in education, because teachers have clauses in their contract. They can't get on social media and say all of these sorts of things. And the way that you came across was not as an educated woman, because you reverted to, gutter language and, again, the term darky. Everybody uses bad language on here, but the term darky is more offensive than a lot of other words that are used.
There are a lot of a lot of words are offensive, Miss Rayon.
Darky is unacceptable.
But darky is a place, is the state of mind, and I said that, and I put that in there when I said that. I said that when I talked about darky, that's what I said. And now everyone else wants to make it into a race or dark skin thing. It was not about a dark skin thing. It wasn't about dark skin people. Nothing of that sort.
I took it the way I took it, because you went to saying people not educated, this, that, and the third. You don't know my background. Period. You don't know my background. I'm from the street, education, but I'm educated as well.
If you're in education, you do have to make certain that you conduct yourself in a certain way in public. Okay. I know teachers personally. I've got a family of them, but also people on here who are teachers, people on Facebook. They do not conduct themselves in certain ways as you did the other day, period.
It's career suicide. It really is. And to say other people in your field feel the same way, that's career suicide, especially online. And then to try to double back and say that's not what you meant and try to play with our minds and be like, oh,
but that's not what I meant. Like, I did not mean that. Like, that's what you're interpreting it as.
No, it's not.
That's what you're interpreting it as.
You
that's
said
not what I meant.
I
was responding to the event, and I was responding to the things that were said about the event and what was supposed to be happening.
You were also trying to give it a whole different definition. That's trying to play with our intelligence.
I gave it my
and mentally. Because you're like, I can just tell them anything and they're going to think that it's the truth. The truth is the comment was ignorant, and it was even more ignorant.
But people were thinking that what was being said was the truth, and that was not the truth.
What
everybody heard it for themselves, and everybody.
The things that were being said that I came on and I talked about was not, that I'm saying was not true.
All these people can't be wrong. All these people can't be wrong.
You said it out of
what you know what's even more disappointing is that TC, you're associated with historical black colleges, and then she sent over the historical context of Darky. You know the historical context of Darky. All right, sorry. Go ahead, lady.
Hold on, Darky. Sean Brandon, you got something you want to add to this, honey?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Real quick.
Hey,
I just want to put context to what was said when it comes to the cabin trip and sexual escapades and things like that. It's quite interesting that Bama can go around lying about Rebel supposedly having sex in a pool while everyone can see.
There it goes.
But there's an issue with us being told on the Zoom that came out of Bama's mouth, apparently, that Bama let it slip that she did not want to have sex with TC. That is what was said, and that is what they said, Bama said to them. And that's all that and so y'all trying to convince her about Darky and stuff like that, y'all might let that go. But in context, what was said was on the Zoom was Bama let it slip to the person, I did not want to have sex with TC. How was that an issue? But Bama lying on Rebel about having sex in Orlando is not an issue. Other than that,
it is an issue. It is an issue. And I just have a question for Sean.
But it wasn't an
issue. It is an issue because people, yes, it is because people had an issue with that. Absolutely, they did. And it was talked about. And yes, it was. It is an issue. My question, though, and also Bama said that she said it too. But here's the thing: I never heard her say that, and I think that apparently.
There you go.
No, he said apparently. I never heard her say that. And so I can't get on anybody or talk about
even though she said it.
because I did not hear her say that. I will have to find out from her what she said and or that person. I don't even know the person that she told who said it in the chat. I don't even know who the person was that brought it up. Who was that person?
Lady P, you know, one thing that we need to look at is and understand education does not excuse me, education does not mean that you are you have something wrong with your spirit, okay? All this kind of stuff. Education, enhances who you really are. And you can't look down on people who don't have an education, because some people who have an education don't have common sense, okay? And between the two, I would rather have the common sense. So looking down on people because you think or that they don't have an education is inappropriate as well. And I'm highly educated, and I say that from my heart.
So let me just say this. I never listen. Somebody's saying something in the chat. Let me just say this and respond to it. I said that Bama admitted that she said what she said about QB and Rebel. Okay. However, I never heard Bama say anything about me. And when they had that meeting or the Zoom meeting and then YouTube, I never heard anybody say who the person was who brought it up to begin with. It was just, it started and then that was it. I don't know who said it.
How did you hear me talking on the Zoom, but you ain't hear nobody else talking?
I heard you. I'm talking about the origins. No, Lady P, I'm talking about the origins of Bama. Who told Bama? Who did Bama tell? And who was the one that came in and told it on the Zoom? I didn't hear that because when the Zoom began, it didn't begin at the beginning. It began at a certain point, and that was it.
It was talked about all during the time when we were on YouTube and Zoom at the same time. The person
exactly, but I never heard who was the person. Do you know who the person was that said Bama said that about you?
But I'm not finna out that person.
I never heard that person.
Do you know what?
I didn't hear that.
Do you know what the two potent things are here? The one potent thing is the lady making the statement, because that's the most potent. It really is. Making the statement of, I don't want to have to sleep with this woman. That is the most potent. Now, let me just finish.
Thank you.
For her saying that, can you understand Lady P saying, I don't eat no pussy? Because if your ace boom coon saying she don't want to have to sleep with you to go,
first of all,
I'm going to be like, I ain't going either. That's number one. And number two is, you said what you said about that Darky statement. Going around it is not only more hurtful for you, but it's showing that you're not going to stop. That's why you won't be accountable. And that part is just disrespectful. But the whole point of
this disrespectful. I'm not going to allow anybody, Rockstar,
I don't want to
determine
to go on
what I meant when I made that statement.
Anybody else would feel the same way. I don't have to. I don't want to have to sleep with nobody to be on a trip. Your friend said that. Nobody said that. Your friend said that. So if your friend is saying, in order to go on this trip, I'm gonna have to bust it wide open, that means that the trip was on some fork shit. That's all it means. Your friend told it. Ain't nobody else tell it. Your friend told it. Your friend said that y'all was gonna be over there eating ass, and that's what the fuck she said. And she said she ain't have to want to sleep with you. That's the whole point of this conversation. Why did your friend
But
say,
I never heard. Wait a minute.
Up?
Hold on. Don't yell at me, because I'm not yelling at you. I am asking a question because, and I think Keyguard Squad, thank you, because I did not know that. However, I heard that she said it. I never heard Bama say that. I never heard her say that out of her mouth. Sure. I will have to do my own investigation as it pertains to that.
Well, please.
But thank you, Keyguard. I appreciate that.
Lady P, if I had heard somebody close to someone say that, I would feel the same way. I definitely would. I would be like, bitch, I ain't going. I'm not going nowhere where y'all going. Y'all over there doing that. I'm not doing that. You feel me? And there's nothing wrong with the fact that I don't want to do that. Because if your
But the
friend is
bottom line is
saying
that
they're going to have to sleep with you, what am I
no,
supposed
but
to do?
at the time that we invited Lady P, this wasn't even a conversation. This became a conversation recently, but at that time last year when Lady P was asked, Lady P said that then. That's what I'm responding to. And that was the statement that Lady P made.
Speaking early. You better thank God for it, Lady P. That discernment came and said, girl.
It's not no discernment. There's nobody was trying to sleep with anybody. I don't know I never heard Bama say that. However, I will fully investigate. Period. I did not hear that. But
so
I appreciate
anyway, I want to say to everybody that's dark skinned, especially.
And we are beautiful, melanated. That's right. We certainly are.
Know your value and don't let anybody, not anybody black, anybody white, tell you anything different. Know your history, know who you are and where you came from and who you belong to. And when these comments are made and you are offended by it, call it out. Don't let it go. And maybe it won't happen again. Have a good day, rest of your day, everyone.
Thank you, Miss Ray Ellen.
All right. Thank you, Miss Ray Ellen.
Rockstar, you trying to come in twice? Rockstar.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. That man keep calling me. Hold on. I just want black, especially black women, because you have to understand your position in this world. If you do not understand your position in this world, you will pour out nothing but toxicity and garbage. And then you'll actually try to sit back and figure out why is that the only thing that the world gives you back is trash and garbage, because that's what you're giving the world. What you have within you as a black woman speaks volumes. So what comes out of your mouth is going to shape who you are. And when I hear black women, especially dark-skinned women, you should have seen me when Serena put them pics out with that badass makeup. I flipped the hell out on Serena. I said, Serena Williams, now you know better. Don't you ever, as a dark-skinned woman, do that again. You show up in your fullness, your full melanin, because they gonna hate anyway, but you show up right. But you don't never be a dark-skinned woman that talk like you are beneath your own damn self. That makes you ignorant. That makes you the face of what not to do looks like. Self-love is everything, especially when it's on a person that the world is against them. Imagine the world being against you for something as minuscule as color. That alone is disrespectful. That alone is such a fucking nuisance. So when you're a black woman that's actually saying those ignorant ass shits, you automatically let me know you don't love you. You don't know what loving you looks like. You don't take yourself out to dinner. You don't spoil yourself. You don't take yourself out shopping. You actually look for people to validate shit like, can I wear my hair like this? How do I look in this dress type, bitch? I don't respect nor stand next to weak people like that. Because if you don't feel for you, you ain't got shit for me. And that's just on that.
Spoken from a true genius. But
So TC, those that you were going to be with at that gathering, I mean, how would they feel about the language if they heard that? I'm just curious because it seemed like there's a 2-tier system that when I listened to the playback, I just heard it on Bama's Live. It seems like you operate in a 2-tier system, those who have education and those who don't, even though they may be black, as you say, or melanated.
I mean, if we're going to education, whose education do you have? Because I'd rather have my own. I definitely, because education from someone else's history is not my education. So who's really ignorant when we really want to talk about it? Because if you don't know about your own self-history, you're actually dumb. All you're doing is regurgitating something else that somebody taught you about you. So who's really ignorant? Because if your source of education comes from somebody else's life in history,
It
Who's really
doesn't.
ignorant when you don't know
Rockstar,
shit about
you
you?
don't even know, but you don't even know anything about me. You
No, I'm
absolutely
saying
know
in
nothing about
general.
me.
I
You
I
are
am
no,
answering, sir, the guy's question when he's saying
but
I'm
he
speaking
was
on black
asking me.
people.
He asked
No,
me the
I am
question. You
telling
can't
you I'm speaking in
answer the
general because
question
there's many
that
like
he's
you.
asking
There's
me.
many like you. There's many like you.
Okay,
So we're not
and
talking about just you.
God,
We're
thank
speaking
God,
about many
thank
like you.
goodness, thank goodness. Anyway, Lady P, that was what I meant. I did not, and I heard you when you said, it was about dark skinned people. It was not. And I was pissed because you made some statements that were not true at all in reference to the whole context of the trip. And it just downplayed everything
But
that
you
we were
said
trying to
I
do.
made statements. First of all, I walked into the statements and I just told them what I said when I was invited.
Right. That's what I'm talking
So
about.
the
But
other statements I didn't make.
it makes it, huh?
I was asking questions.
Okay, but you made some statements, and the statements were about the licking and the orgies.
And the
That's
reason
what
why
I'm
I made
responding.
that statement was because
Mm-hmm.
of the statement I heard that Belma had said.
Okay. Again, I have to get clarity and I have to get confirmation. I am not going to say that she said it or did not say it. I don't know. I have to find out.
Well, please
A lot of
do.
people say things, but I don't know. I don't know what was said, but I do appreciate what somebody put in the chat in terms of some of the origins. I appreciate that. So anyway, that was it, Lady P. Thank you so much. I appreciate being able to come up on here and speak my truth in reference to this. All righty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sirky, you ain't shit.
Why? I'm just. She won't answer the questions. I mean, I'm trying to understand that you say Darky is not related to or
Sirky,
correlated with
baby, I went
Question
T.
back
never
and
got
looked at the
answered.
video. You
Mm-mm,
can't tell that ain't what you meant.
mm-mm. It's crazy.
But did you
Anyway,
understand where I was coming from, Sirky? Because she said, when she said the word darky, she went to talk about people education and all
oh
of that.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, she goes. If you listen to the video, she goes and says, "You uneducated darkies or darky eagers and all that other stuff." So
I
it
don't
was
want
just
to be
crazy.
around nobody like that and
It was
all.
just
Yeah,
crazy, you know. And the way she was
it
saying
was
it
a
was like
lot.
uneducated.
Now
Y'all
the question
uneducated.
is Belma gonna tell the truth? Is Belma gonna tell her that she said those things? Hey Sean, thank you. Is she the same lady who says she is educated and work with educated people? Yes, Sean.
I mean that. I mean, if you think about it, that's scary because she's representing Black folks, but is able to fold her lips in a moment of adversity to say those things, even when you
It's
confront it
not
with
even
adversity.
scary, it's dangerous. That's
Yeah,
the real word. It's dangerous. Good
yeah,
God.
very, very dangerous. Sorry, I ain't never heard though. You darky igga. I ain't never heard that in my life. I'm
I don't
sorry.
Never.
think none of
I've
us
never
have
heard
never
that. I've
heard
never
that.
heard that.
None of us have
Yeah,
never
I've
heard that
never
because
heard
we
that in
didn't
my
come
life,
from
ever.
that era. We didn't come from that era.
Tell it.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. You see why I be, see, that's what I be saying. The elders have to be accountable because there's a lot of things that they have said and they have embedded and it shows. But you could always tell people that was raised by elders. I'm sorry, but you can't. Because it's a lot of that talk as if they're still enslaved. So they're not coming out of that mindset and projecting all of that to their grandkids, their kids. Like, let's be honest here. Because I had never heard that term. We ain't never used that word in the 90s or the 80s. What is that? I'm an '80s baby. What about you? Cause I'm confused.
I'm a 70s baby, and they
Oh,
ain't. I want to talk like that. Sean, you gonna have to hit delete, boo.
yeah,
I don't
I've
have a
never
call
heard that.
no more.
But I mean, it's scary because she's saying that on a public application that can be seen, and we don't know who's in the bushes. So if she's saying that, imagine what she's given the license to say. Now, once again, when I asked her, if you're not saying darky correlates with somebody's complexion or pigmentation, is it okay for a white person to say it? Because based on what you said, then it would be okay if you're talking about their soul and the soul being dark.
But, but Sir King, you got to think about it. It's a lot of people in this sector, and when she made that statement, a lot of people came up in the chat and was like, "Oh, I went to HBCU. We don't talk like that." So I'm just trying to figure out. She says a state of mind because of the origin
Mhm.
or the optics, because you know that's what her homegirl like to use.
Stop
The
it.
optics of the situation.
Right. And why can't she use
But
dark? Just dark.
she said nigga, darky, that was it for me.
That sounds like a
Yeah.
like a elder. You know, that's a elder's verbiage. That's not a young person's verbiage. And I'm not even talking about young like young. I'm talking about, like I said, you know, where the '80s babies at, where the '70s babies at. Like that's a verbiage or term that was used, but the people before us used that term. So it's like that's what was happening to you. I know you won't admit it because you definitely are a master manipulator. You did that all through this stream yard. You did it. Like you tried, but you are a master manipulator. And
And
one is
then
not
she ain't
even
just
good.
said
It's
one time.
insulting. That's why I said stop playing with me.
She ain't just said on one
What you
platform.
said, lady?
She said it on two. She said it that night before on Bama's platform and came back the very next day and said it again on Rebel.
Because it's a lot of that talk as if they're still enslaved. So they're not getting out of that mindset and projecting all of that to their yeah, grandchildren.
Sean,
I think she has ear pods in. Do you have your ear pods in?
There's a lag that long?
Yeah.
Me, yes.
Um,
Okay.
hello?
this sounds like it too.
Why? What
Hello?
happened? It's like that?
No, it don't
Hello.
sound that bad. Sean, you got something you want to say, boo?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. First of all, I don't know who this rock star Don is, but she sounds like she's really smart, and I'm really feeling everything she's saying because everything she's saying is the truth. I want to go
Sean,
back
that's
for a
the
minute.
young lady. That's the young lady who got the magazine with
Thank
Sean
you,
Brand on
Sean.
the cover.
Oh, okay, okay,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
because she
you.
sound,
Hey, how you doing?
yeah, she sound like she knows what the hell she's
Hello.
talking
Thank
about.
you, Sean.
What I
She's
want
smart as
to,
hell. Yes, that's her.
When
what
it
I
comes to
want to
my
say,
people, yes, sir.
yeah, what I want to say is because she sounds smarter than that last chick. What I want to say is, a while back, I was in a live with her. No, I don't. I think it was her because we was on Bama's channel, and uh, who was in the channel with me?
I was in the chat.
I
I
think you
remember that.
were. I think Blutify was, and Rebel was in there. And she came in, and we was having a discussion about a certain topic and about a certain content creator. And she came in, if this was the same woman, and told us to shut up and what we need to do. And I went off on her and I told her, you don't come in a chat and telling us to shut up about our opinion about a certain topic. And me and her had a back and forward, what I usually don't do. And I had to catch myself later on that night and ask myself, what the hell was I doing? But she pissed me off when she came in there like that hierarchy, like we're so ignorant and we're so dumb. But she's so above us because she's so educated. And this is what I want to say when I heard the video, when I heard the audio. She says she works with educated people. She's supposed to be so educated. But yet and still, she just said, well, thank the people in the chat for bringing up the term and what it really meant. An HBCU educator or someone who works with them, how the hell you didn't know that the word darky was offensive about black folks? That's when I'm calling up her education up on bullshit, because she's sitting up here trying to be more than what she is, and that's all that is with that. Because she has this picture and she just as dark as everybody on here, and she used the word darky, but then try to make an excuse of let's change the word around and let's give it a new meaning and let's give it a new definition. I'm sorry, but black folks, we got to stop this shit, because I grew up in a time when you said the word nigga, it doesn't matter if it was the A on the end, E-R, or A-Z at the end. It was all the same word. And when a kid said that, everybody in the class would be like, ooh, and a teacher heard it. Either you were suspended, you was brought to the office, or they called your parent. And when they called your parent, you got your ass tore up. And I'm gonna hate to say this, and some people are not gonna agree with me, but that word nigga changed when hip hop came along and made the word famous. And then we're gonna say use the word and change and say, oh, it means love. The word nigga never means love. When you call me a nigga, that means you don't love me. When I call you a nigga, that means I don't love you. We have changed the word from brother and sister, which meant love, to the word nigga. And I notice we do that in our community. We change the meaning of words to suit us for certain purposes that makes us feel better. And we need to start dealing with the reality and facts of certain things. And maybe we could progress as a people without belittling people by using certain words that white men and women from back in the day created to insult us. We can't change those words around into love until we start treating each other with some kind of love. Other than that, she's full of shit.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. That use of the word, the N word in hip hop and music, and the commercialization of that word made black people look like a bunch of hypocrites. I'm sure you don't see the Jewish community sitting over there saying when you call them a racial slur or anything like that, trying to flip it as saying, "Oh, you mean it's my brother," or a term of endearment. So, yeah,
Well, the Jews own half of the entertainment business anyway, so they ain't gonna do that.
yeah. But even if you go with
Yeah,
the Asian community, the Indian community, I mean, whatever community, I've never seen any other community turn a word and say it's a term of endearment.
Somebody TV high,
Yeah.
Rockstar, that's you over there.
my headphone has failed. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, it needed to be spoke on. I felt like it should have came. It most definitely should have been spoken on by me, since it was directed towards me, and I really feel like it was directed towards me because I wasn't the only person
It
in that
wasn't.
room. And
It wasn't directed towards you. I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was directed towards
But
herself. That's the only person she was talking about. She wasn't talking about nobody else. She was actually telling y'all what be happening to her. She told y'all what happened to her at the HBCU. She told y'all how she feel about herself. That's all she did. Like literally, because she wasn't talking about nobody else. She was talking about herself.
because I don't care what nobody would have said about a trip that I was a part of planning, I wouldn't have never came on here and said that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the
Period.
other thing. She's representing
To be
something, but
honest,
then
Lady P, when
no, go ahead, Rockstar.
no, I was gonna say to be honest, when Sean came up here and brought it to the context, because the context is, hey, I don't want to have to. Whether you said it then or before, the fact that a friend said that, it still confirms whatever you thought. But the thing is that people is not gonna go after the cause. They're gonna pay attention to the effect. The cause is I don't want to have to sleep with this person. The effect is everything that comes after that. Everybody's reaction, how everybody feels, but the initial reason, it's never going to be addressed because it's the truth. That's what people need to realize. It will not be addressed. That's why that comment of I have to hear her say that out of her own mouth. First of all, if somebody was lying on me like that, you would have to see me. We would have a conversation because you're my friend. Why would you be making these type of statements? Number one. So that's not something I'm gonna have to find out. Nah. Call her up here right now because I need some straightening. But because that was not the energy, it's because what was said was true.
This is why I don't believe everything she's saying. This is why I don't believe she's such work with all these educators. This is why I don't believe that she's surrounded by all these people. Because there's no way in the world you could come on here and use that term and use that word and say you work with all these educators and say you're this and you're that when it comes to education, but you're going to use that term and pretend like you don't know what it means, and you're going to try to change the word. Matter of fact, you do know what it means because you made it a point to know when you did your rant to say, when I mean Darky, I mean this, not that. Then you're gonna come over here, and when people was putting in the chat what the word really meant and how it was really formed, you pretended like, well, thank you for letting me know. No, you knew from the beginning what you meant. And my thing is, say what you say, stand in your shit, and let it roll from there. Because we all online, and a lot of us will never meet each other. So just say what the hell you gotta say, mean what you mean, and keep it moving. One thing I learned from my thuggish ass daddy: be a man or a woman of your fucking word. If you say it, stand on it, bad or good. But don't try to bullshit us, piss on us, and tell us it's raining outside, and say you meant something else when you knew you didn't mean what you said you meant. You meant it as what you broadcast it to be. But the problem is you didn't think that we were gonna come back on your ass with.
Correct, Kathy Smith. It was meant to offend, and it did that. Hey, so glam, I'm out. How you doing today?
Hi, so glad.
Lady P. Hey, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. The thing with what Sean brought up with when TC came on that platform and started going off, I was in the chat, and I've always spoken about it. It's almost like every time she comes on a platform, she always makes it like just kill the whole vibe because she comes on with this dominant takeover spirit. You know what I mean? And just always want to talk and take over and interrupt. And it's like for somebody who runs around talking about you're educated, you can't keep your composure. I mean, education doesn't mean intelligence, clearly, and it doesn't mean common sense. When I hear the term darky, because I know when you're talking to people, you're like, you're so dark and ignorant. Dark and ignorant means, okay, you're just ignorant. But when you're talking about darky, when I hear it, it reminds me of blackie. Like somebody calling somebody a blackie. That's when I hear darky, that's what it reminds me of. And she is so easily offended because I think with Sean, even that day when we had the topic, the topic of LGBTQ came up and certain words and stuff, and she's talking about, yeah, people who use certain words are illiterate and need to be educated and stuff like that. She doesn't like the term to be called a butch. She says she's not a butch. She's offended by that, and you know what I mean. And I'm like, you have people who I said to her, yes, I'm from the islands, but I used to live in New York. And in New York, when you call somebody a punk, it means they're a chicken, they're a coward. I said I didn't even know it was used in a term of derogatory when describing someone that is gay. So that was the whole topic of it and stuff. And she felt like that word is ignorant and stuff. So why is it that she cannot accept the fact that yes, it may come across that way. I apologize, and I'll no longer use it if she is so big on educating people to use the right terms. Like what? And then I
It was
recently
just
found out she was a TSCC moderator over in the most ignorant group ever, classless trash
Wait,
ever.
what?
She was a supporter of.
Wait,
How
what?
the hell you was a TSCC moderator, but you was a piece of shit? You was in a group of piece of shit, and you
Wait,
support Bama. Pure
wait, I'm so
ignorance and
confused.
classless trash.
Wait. Okay, so hold on. So the lady that was up here was part of that, and try to, you know what? This is embarrassing. That's all I can say. This is embarrassing.
Well, no, go ahead,
Oh
man.
wow.
Go ahead.
No, like I'm literally speechless. I'm going back on.
Well, that goes to show you right there. She was part of TSCC. That explains it all. We could close our binders and shut the lights off and go home. That says it right there.
Literally.
yeah, she was part of TSCC.
I didn't know that.
I wish I would have started out with that because I dare say I wouldn't have wasted all that time.
But have the nerve to be calling people uneducated and unintelligent. She's in the chat just like everybody. How the hell you know what people have and what people have going on? Just because we're in the chat talking stuff and giving our opinion, everybody is illiterate?
Your former leader is the most uneducated, the most ignorant person walking the face of this earth. And you won't have the audacity to tell us to shut up. And you won't have the audacity to try to come in here and explain to us what fucking Darky means. Now I'm more pissed now because she was part of TSCC. Now I see where her fucking ignorance come from. She's a fake and she's a fraud. She's
Exactly.
not all what she says she is. She's a fucking liar. Because when you hang out with a bitch like BD and Big T-Rex Bree and Chopper, whatever the fuck he is, you don't know if he's a man or a woman one fucking day from the next, then you are full of shit. Because you involve yourself with a bunch of liars and scammers and scheming fucking ways and all kind of shit, manipulative shit that y'all do. See, this is why I'm cursing now, because you was part of that fucking group, the same fucking group that was supporting a bitch who was talking about raping a fucking 6-year-old baby. So no, bitch, I don't have no motherfucking respect for you. We could debate shit and we could agree to disagree. But if you was ever a part of that fucking group, bitch, I see you for who the fuck you are. Fuck you and your strawberries. Shout out to 5A.
I have a question. How did someone so educated find themselves over there?
Because they're educated but an idiot. They're a jackass, ignorant, and trash.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Oh, am I on?
I think Lady P is making dinner. So, how you doing?
Am I on the mic?
Yeah, we hear you. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Thank you so much.
Oh Lord, I know that voice. Oh Lord.
Okay, I just wanted to say one thing.
Oh no, we need to put you in the oven. Go.
Can everybody hear me in the room as well?
Yes, we can hear you. They just don't want to talk to you.
Please stop. Okay, so first, I just want to say a couple words, and then I'll go. Basically, first, I'm gonna disclaimer: I am a Black woman, so let's get that. I'm a Black woman, and then also we are missing the history. Oh, hi, Lady P. I'm gonna be very quick. Yes. So basically, we're missing the fact that HBCUs, or we haven't talked about HBCUs being started by white slave masters for their children, right? So for their mixed children. So there's always been a differentiation between the pure-blooded African versus the mixed child of a slave master. And so, and in these institutions, in these institutions, there's rampant colorism and oppression of people with dark skin. She knows this. She knows this clearly, and I don't know how she knows this. If she works with
No,
for
but
an
she said it though. That's why I'm telling y'all she told the truth. She wasn't like
oh,
not
she
telling the
did.
truth. She was literally telling the
So,
truth.
so she understands it's because it's the differentiation between the mixed child of the slave master and the pure
Why do
blooded.
you sound like what you said? You just sound exactly like what you said to Jay Dunn.
It's the truth. This is
Oh,
history.
Lord.
This is history. I don't understand why people don't acknowledge it. And the rampant colorism that's going on in our community is sick. So basically, she knows exactly what she's saying. She knows the origins very well. And at least somebody is holding her accountable. That's all. I'm going to, because I didn't hear you guys talk about the direct origins. Like we talked about the 70s and the 80s, and people don't use.
Lenore. Lenore,
Go ahead,
can
Miss
I ask you a
Independent.
question? When you came on and you said that you had to be clear that you were black, can I ask you why you said that?
Because around different platforms, they continue to, because I speak a certain way, they continue to attack me about my blackness. So I'm continuously
I thought
by saying they continue to accuse me of not being black, as if white people have some type of I don't know, some copyright on speaking a certain way or grammatically correct, which is so annoying because anybody can speak any way. The white people do not have some copyright on being able to speak the English language in a certain way. We all were, raised in different places, and we all did, black people are not a monolith. So that's why I had to put that disclaimer out there so that.
But we're sure as hell not going to traumatize one another for being the descendants of slaves.
I asked because I knew
Don't be over here disrespecting nobody on my platform.
I'm disrespecting her. I'm just questioning her. She's simply saying she's
I'm
black,
finished
but she said
because
some of the most
this is the
despicable
same
things to
guy.
other
This
black
guy
people.
continues to attack me from platform to
But you
platform,
said
and I'm done
things
with
that are
you.
racially insensitive things.
I
You
don't want to
said
deal with
things
you. I'm done.
because I hold your feet to the fire. You're not going to sit up here and play in our face and say the things that you said. You just don't want to hold yourself accountable, just like TC, for the things you said that are sensitive to black people. But you want to sit here and claim you're black. Are you serious?
So do we as a black community, do we just pick and choose what we want to, have a conversation about with not really any solution attached? Or do we just say, hey, this made me feel a certain way, so I'm going to attack this? Because that should not be it. There's a lot of issues in the black community, and it should not be. And I swear, the reason why I asked Lenore that is because I identify with that. I've always been called that, and
But
that's
that
why I
wasn't
knew that's the
Villanova,
reason why
baby.
she
That was
said it.
somebody named Nina. That wasn't Villanova.
I'm sorry. I no, my bad. My bad. I kept calling the lady Lenore. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Do
but
you
I
want
knew as
me?
soon as she said that, I was like, oh Lord, they're probably over here calling her that.
Hi, Lady P. Hi, chat. This is Coupon. Hi, all the panel members. How are you guys doing today?
Thank you for therapy.
Hello.
Hey. I just wanted to hop up real quick, Lady P, and just say that I personally am very disappointed. My interaction in the times that I've seen Miss TC, mostly I believe was on like Miss Tita's channel. So I kind of, from her comments and stuff, I kind of held her in a high esteem. I thought she was more um intelligent and more woke and more sensitive to our community than what she is. But the whole thing about it for me is her whole deflection and her moving around the issue. Because the thing that stuck out for me was basically what you're saying is, oh, even with her saying that she meant it in dark energy or dark attitudes. But basically what you're saying is you're saying that dark ninjas, right, represent negativity. And that's the whole thing for me, because that's what you're saying. Basically, because she's using that and saying, no, I just said dark ninjas, but what I really meant, that was kind of a metaphor for the dark energy. So basically what you're saying is that dark people, dark melanated people, represent dark energy. That's basically what she's putting out there, and she knew exactly what she was doing. And it was very ignorant, it was very uneducated. And instead of coming up here and apologizing, she doubled down on the ignorance. And that's the whole thing for me,
No,
because
no,
it's
no.
like,
She
I don't care
tripled
what you're
down.
saying. Yeah, it's like, okay, so let's go with what she's saying. It was dark energy. She was talking about dark spirit, but you're basically you're comparing that dark spirit, you know, to African American darker skinned people, is what you're saying. I'm, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. So that was the whole thing that stuck out for me. And the fact that she couldn't stand in that was just astounding, because it didn't really make any sense. She knew what she was doing. She's been in her black skin long enough to know that she was being offensive, and I believe that she was being offensive on purpose. And I'm just very disappointed, because I really thought that she was a very intelligent, you know, woman that kind of advocated for our
I'm going to tell
community.
you one thing, coupon therapy. Miss Ray Allen wasn't going.
Right.
Okay? Miss
Yes.
Ray Allen was not here for it
I
today.
loved it. Yeah. Yeah. And it's like you danced all around the issue and everything, but that's the thing that stuck out for me. Because even if we go with your narrative, how are you comparing dark ninjas to dark spirits? You get what I'm saying?
Well,
To dark energy.
I was just concerned. First of all, hi, Lady P. Hi, Sir King.
Hey, B.
Everybody on the panel, guys.
Hey,
And
baby, how you
AV,
I
doing?
was
AV
out and
tonight.
about, so when she was up there, I really, really, really wanted to come on the panel, but I was in public, so I couldn't. But what I will say is this: I heard everything that she said when she got up there, and the couple things just struck me as okay. Now we're playing, we're wiggling. Trying to wiggle out of what I've said and what I meant by what I said. Because the first thing she said was that she did not mean about the dark, darky inges, meaning, something specific to color. And okay, I'll give you that. You didn't mean it specific to color, although that is what I thought she meant at first, because she made it very specific. I would never date any of you darkies. That's what she first said, and then she said darky inches, and then she went in when everybody. I think the chat. I don't think that she expected that response that she got, and so then she said, and that's right. I said it. I said darky, whatever. And I mean dark spirited. Look it up. I come from a HBCU. All of that. She gave this whole rant about what educated Black people, that all, as a matter of fact, she said it in an as a matter of fact way. Like, if you're an educated Black person, you already know what this term means. And if you don't, she specifically said, educate yourself. Well, I don't know where that's written anywhere, and I'm highly educated, both individually and academically. And
Right.
I've not heard the term used in that way specifically, especially when you're using the N word following it. Especially, I mean, what she said didn't make any sense. It was very offensive. It was very, very degrading, and it was disappointing, and mainly because she's always out here telling people about how she's helping folks get scholarships, how she's helping people get into HBCUs, why education is important. All of those things were problematic. The other thing she said, Lady P, you were right. She did say prominent people. She was very clear. There will be other prominent people there. And so you all were not invited.
I mean, she kept making these references. Once again, elevating who she is and what team she's on, or what she's a part of, as being something better than the rest of us that she's talking to, whether they were in the chat or on the call, or wherever it was. And so, and then, even if she's this educated person who has some new enlightenment about the term darky, and now she wants to shift the narrative, then that's probably what she should have done in the first place. Just use another word to describe that. Anybody that's that educated, that black consciousness, or so-called
But see,
black
the
consciousness,
thing is,
wouldn't talk
she's
like that
not
to people.
conscious. I did not know that she was a part of TSCC back in the day or whatever. I didn't know that. So that right there
She was a
lets me
mod.
know that her energy is dark. She ain't for the right thing. And unfortunately, because like I said, and this ain't no drag or anything like that, because anybody you don't have. And then after that, so not even only that, then we see her go and sit up and completely windmill and condone a known liar. She kept saying, "Oh, I didn't see it, I didn't see it," but everybody else see it. They're telling you. You know that if everybody's telling you that's what Bama said, but she refused to call her to the carpet. She refused to say anything about what Bama did to Rebel. Anything, anybody that will sit up and let a person like Bama slow ass lead them, honey, she needed to go and get a refund on some of
Bama's
them
not
degrees.
leading TC. Bama is not leading TC.
Can
I
I
can
just say
assure you
something,
that.
and I could jump off? I think
Well, not leading. She's not
uh,
leading, but TC's not standing on her own. Bama basically is controlling that whole narrative because it's a few selected, yeah, and we won't go into any names, who won't say anything. They'll continue to support her after she lied to them, on them, around them, to other people that they say they cared about. So it maybe not directly leading, but she's falling under that umbrella.
Or
okay, can I just
She's
say
not
something
speaking out.
quickly? Coupon
Y'all
therapy.
let Miss Nita say the will
Yes,
say something.
Yeah, I just want to
yes.
say something. People out here believing everything that people are saying and taking it as face value. Um, let's just be real for a second. I don't believe for a second that TC ever graduated from any college. Let's just be real, because I could come on here and say I have a Harvard degree, I have a doctorate, and whatever persona people want to come out here on this YouTube app, they can do. But you see people for who they really are when they open their mouth. Anybody who is an HBCU graduate would not have to say I graduated from HBCU 10,000 times each time she's on a platform. Because it would be understood. It's not a statement that you have to say. It makes her feel, a certain way about herself. Number one, she would not have been running with PSCC, and she got dumped by VS. That is to tell you how what VS thought of her. Number two, she's not on any buddy's platform that she carries us, that are a group of educated people who are coming out there and trying to bring more black youths into HBCUs. She's on messy platforms. She is hanging out with people that she feels that she's better than, because I mean, Bama is a known liar. Why is an HBCU again, upper echelon, hanging out with Bama? Is and hanging out with Joyce? I mean, come on, people. For me, I think that she's lying, and she never went to any. She's one of those that read a lot of books and takes on a particular persona to make herself feel better than people. I don't believe she graduated any goddamn college, because she wouldn't be saying the things that she says. Nobody from an HBCU would say those damaging words to any black people out there, because those are the most in fact, they are always encouraging. I don't believe that she graduated from anywhere. I don't give a shit what TC says. because she wouldn't be on that kind of bullshit. She wouldn't be trying to organize a trip with somebody who she knows is not really a mortician. And she's hanging out with these people comfortably because she feels secure in her lies. If people, and what is happening here is that she couldn't stand in her shit because people who are really graduates and educated came up on here to speak to her, and she was just going round and round and round, and she had to jump off because if you asked her some real questions, she would not have been able to answer it. So I feel all this is just mute because she's just a liar,
And
in my honest opinion.
and then and the other thing is she really did mean what she said when she said that the first time on Bama's platform, because the next day rolls around and she jumped up on Rebel's panel and said the exact same thing. She doubled down. She came here, she tripled down. So she, she still doesn't even want to resolve the ignorance of that
No,
or
she
even
doesn't. She didn't even
apologize.
apologize. She didn't even apologize because if somebody took what I said, a different way, and I'm supposed to be somebody who's educating Black people, and they take that as being a statement, that's not for Black people, I would come out here and I would say, look, this is totally against all what I really hear about. So I apologize to anybody that I offended. She never said that. She was just like, and she's gone because she's an ignorant person. She's ignorant and uneducated. I have to say she's uneducated. She displays no form of education for me.
Hello, Lady P. Lady P. Lady P.
Hey, Triple L.
How you doing? Hello to
I'm
everybody on
good.
the panel.
Hello, Triple L.
I know that
Boy, you gotta be
TC,
nasty.
yes, she was wrong for everything that she did say. She was in anger the day that she was talking and windmilling and all that kind of stuff. So that's that. I came up here because I ain't trying to start no trouble, but I seen that Sir King did disrespect Nina. Now I was coming up here 30, 40 minutes ago and I said I wasn't gonna come. Now I came. And you need some psychological help, Sir King, Avatar, Tofu, whatever you are. You need psychological help because you can tell everybody else something, but you can't tell your own self. Look in the damn mirror for your fucking self. What's wrong with you?
Well, what did he tell Nina? Tell us what he told
He
Nina.
He basically disrespected that woman. He
And
disrespected
disrespect that
her.
woman. Did you know she told somebody to go clean
I
her
don't care what
floors?
she did. No, you will not talk back to me. Don't you know I'm crazy?
But yeah, I know. I could tell.
Yeah.
I
You
could
need to
tell.
get your fool ass
Looking,
on your
looking like
channel
Little Richard's
somewhere
little
and
brother.
put
What's that?
somebody
Ray
in the
Charles?
agenda.
Looking like Ray Charles' little
I can
brother.
outdo you. I
Lady
can outdo
P.
you, boo boo. Because you ain't
Lady
got no
P.
personality and your channel is
We
shit.
talking about one thing, and
No,
now we on something else.
no,
What is
John.
this
No,
about?
No, he disrespected
I did not
somebody. He needs to
disrespect.
be
I disrespect her. She
disrespected
keeps talking about
back.
slave ancestry and thinking it's a validation for us to be something to be proud
I
about.
can disrespect
Okay.
Nina because she's over hanging with Pizarro Neil. So I know how to disrespect, but I didn't come on somebody's panel and
Are you
disrespect
okay?
her. I am
Are you
gone,
all right?
you horror, you
Okay. All right.
pussy ass bitch.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good one. Sayonara.
I guess he Mr. Triple L wanted to get that out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He was holding on to that. Sir King, you got to stop fucking with people, bro.
What? I don't do nothing to nobody. What? You ain't gonna call him out for calling me a ussy ass bitch?
No,
No.
no.
Okay, but that's okay though, right?
Some things
But
you
did
do
I call?
deserve
But
it.
no. But did I
Sir
disrespect
King.
him? No. He had an issue with somebody else. So you had an issue
Well,
with
when
Nina.
you go on his
Nina
live,
sitting up here
you go
disrespecting
over
black
there and
people.
harass him on his channel.
Did you hear what she called Jay Dunn? Did you hear what she called Auntie Donna?
I don't even
Okay.
fuck with J Dub,
Okay,
so it don't.
exactly.
It
So you
doesn't matter
can't.
to
That's the
me what
thing.
you
You can't
call J Dub.
negate things and have them be circumstantial. We want to be consistent now, and that's what the issue is. We want to be
So
circumstantial,
what
and that's
did
what
she
the
say
message
to
get
J
off.
Dub?
She said that's why she has Jay Dunn as the color she is because of her somebody her mother was a slave and she got raped by a slave master. So she's spewing
Well,
that
how you
kind of
know
hate
that
out here.
wasn't a troll page that said that?
I beg your pardon?
How you know that wasn't a troll page that
She
said that?
said it. Okay, she said it. Nina said it over there. She came on my page and repeated, and then she started going after one of my moderators. And my moderator can clean her house or something. So,
well, Jay Dunn doesn't have Jay Dunn. I mean, I don't have no dog in this fight, but honey, Jay Dunn be out here fooling, and she don't have no respect for nobody. So why is anybody windmilling for Jay Dunn? She
I'm
can
not
fight her own
windmilling
battles,
for anyone, but I'm not
and she
windmilling.
definitely starts her own shit.
Okay, I'm not, but you're moving the goalposts. Okay, we're talking about someone who claims that they're black, but saying the most racist, insensitive things to black people, but yet they're black. Black people know what to not say to each other. That's some sick ass shit to remind somebody that their relatives or their
But
ancestors
that lady
were
came over here to say
raped by a
something real
slave
quick.
master, and that's
And
why
then
they
she
the
got
color
up
they
and
are.
she got her
That's
opinion,
crazy.
and she
That's
on my
crazy.
Is Nina
platform.
still in the chat?
She's able to speak when she wants to.
Is Nina still in the chat right now?
Yes, she in there.
Nina, what did you
because
say?
she liked the conversation.
She put that's not right. Nina, what did you say? And
It
why
really
did you
don't
say
matter
it?
what
Not
she
now
said
that you
to
have to justify, huh?
To me, it really don't. I really don't care what she said.
Right,
She
I
ain't
agree.
said-
I was just getting ready to say that because Lady P welcomes her on this platform to say what she got to say. So really, nobody else has nothing to say. So Sir King, you know, it's cool that you're saying that, but that you disrespecting her, but you might have to do that on
It's
your
not
own channel because
disrespect though. It's
she's
not
welcome
disrespect.
over
I think
here.
y'all don't understand what
No,
disrespect
I'm
is.
saying
Now, if
you
I was to
checking
come
her
in
about
here and
something she
call her,
said over here.
but she's disrespectful to
But
black people though.
but
That's the
is she
thing. Like, how you gonna sit
disrespecting
up there
you?
and remind?
Well,
Who
you
wants to be
not
reminded
on
of slavery?
the black
Who wants to be
people.
reminded of slavery?
She's not on your
Y'all
channel
some
though,
self-hating,
Darky.
deprecating
She's on my
individuals.
channel.
Who wants to be? I understand it's your channel, but we talking about race. How you gonna get mad at TC? Okay, calling you a darky, but then gonna have another woman sit up here and talk about, oh, come at us about our race, I
didn't never know
about
she
slavery.
said that.
Okay, but now I'm trying to tell you that she did
said.
though. But she did though. I'm letting you know she did.
So
Everybody
where's
just
the
saying
proof
that
that
lady
she
ain't
did?
That's what they did. That's what they like to
I
do. They
want
like to
nobody to be like to let you come on their platform. Because you be over, you be
Where's
trying to
the
open
proof
up your
that she
boundaries.
did?
go to Jay Dunn's live. I'll go back and I'll research the stuff that she said on my live. Hella disrespectful. Nobody don't tell somebody to clean their shoes and their windows and all that other stuff. We don't
Well,
talk
honey,
to each
last
other like
night
that.
on Miss Tina's platform, I told Jay Dunn that her mama should have done us all a favor, and when her head popped out, she should have went ahead and closed her legs and then strangled her with the umbilical cord.
Okay.
Oh my God, Miss
I'm gonna have to use that one. But I'm gonna have to write that down. But go ahead.
Yeah, she would have saved us a whole lot of trouble had she just went ahead and closed them legs on her head and then took that umbilical cord and just yeah, because Jay Dunn is foul. And I said it because she called me about 1,000 bitches last night. But I'm not offended by the word. I'm a full grown woman. And I understand that Jay Dunn is suffering from arrested development. She's about like 18 years old mentally. So wherever her trauma occurred, that's what
you is. I don't never come on your platform.
But that's by choice,
And I
though.
would never come on your platform and disrespect nobody in your chat or on your stream, y'all.
But I wasn't disrespectful though. That's the thing. Y'all don't. I mean, that's weird. Like, we can call each other a
But you
bitch,
let
hoe,
your
bitch. You just had you. That was
out
how.
on my platform.
But listen though, how you gonna sit up there and say that lady talking about slave ancestry? She has a history of saying bad stuff, terrible things to remind people of their terrible history in the United States of America, Africa, and slavery, and she thinks that's okay. But she wants to sit up there. Oh, you know I'm black. You know I'm black. We don't know you black. You sit up there and said you showed a whole wrist to Brianna, and that's validation that you black. We as black people know what we say to each other. Just like she said something about, something about birthing a baby. But not one comment that she made dealt with slavery or anything like that. We don't remind people of the trauma that we went through in this nation as a form to go back at someone. Because if you black, then your ancestors went through the same thing. So is she saying that her ancestors didn't go through the same thing? We'll never do that.
Well, that's
We don't drag
definitely not
nobody.
true. But that's definitely
I
not
can't get
true.
my up here talk about how Jason just came on Jay Wilson platform and say, you dox Kwani. No, I'm not.
But I don't care what he says because it's all a lie. He's a liar. because I had my foot on his neck. So he gonna make up any damn lie. Do y'all know he running around here on every damn troll page? Do you know he was the one sitting there doxing Brianna? He's a liar. Okay, and he's the one sitting up there swatting Kwani. I'm telling Kwani, hey, the dude's swatting you, and they want to turn that shit on me. Don't believe a damn word out of that man's mouth. He's a liar. That's why I don't pay him no attention at all. Stop it, because y'all don't care. He's sitting there talking to a little old boy. Y'all want to sit around and flip that on me, talking about I'm a pedophile. When I'm telling you, hey, this dude is talking to a child, a black child like that.
Who
He
is
don't know.
y'all?
You want to
This
flip
has
that
Because
on me?
y'all is
technically
poor for
become
more
an
than one.
education show.
And I ain't never said that.
I'm sorry, I don't have time to name every individual person. I mean, your
But
girl
don't be
Five Babe,
saying
your
y'all.
girl Five
Hey,
Babe sit up
Jim.
there and told the same story and said I was a pedophile when I was sitting there reporting the same story to bring community awareness to the situation. So don't flip that on me.
My baby ain't no will.
Up there believing a racist that's trying to take y'all livelihood from you, y'all benefits from you, using his privilege to
Okay,
do that for you. That's
okay,
crazy.
okay, okay, okay,
Jay
okay,
Wilson up there,
okay.
hold on, sir. Jay Wilson up there canoodling with a racist that sit up there and try to take Kwani's damn life. And he keep allowing him on his platform. And the
Okay,
man said the N-word to us.
okay. Here's the thing.
This has definitely
I
become
know.
about you, but I would love to get back to the core of the conversation because this now became
But
about
then
you,
she
and I
just
don't know
bring it
how
up
not
though. She
to
brought it up. So it's not like I did
disappoint, but
not
we really
discuss
need to
anything
get
that
Oh,
back
was
to the
relevant to what she
conversation.
discussed though. She just
oh,
brought it
We're
up,
gonna
right?
keep
So
going.
therefore I
Hi,
was
All
able
right,
to
we're
Darky.
just gonna
respond
keep
to
going.
her.
oh, Sir King. Okay, we get it. Okay, we get it. It's cool. My thing
He
is
not
this:
will.
we are talking about one subject first. The stuff that Sir King has going on with his channel and his beef with his what other content creators is irrelevant right now. Let's talk
He
about the
gone,
topic
Sean.
at
I got him
hand.
out here.
Oh, he gone?
Because see, that's what he do.
Uh, because he was
Oh,
making it all
thank
about him.
God. Okay,
And
can we get back to the
instead
topic, please?
instead of just saying, you know what, I'm gonna leave that on my channel and I'll take care of it from there. Let's talk about the topic that we're talking about. I don't care about him explaining about the other guy and a person that just left the channel and all that. This is why I didn't want to get off the subject. But back to the subject that we were talking about with this girl, with this the
Right.
whole Darky situation. She knew, like I said, and like the other caller said, she knew what she was doing and she knew what she was talking. We have this hierarchy in the black community where if you got a part of a college education, you don't even have to graduate. You believe that you're better than the ones who didn't go to college or the ones who may seem like they never went to college. And that is something that came from white folks, racist white folks, many, many years ago to divide us. Remember the house nigger and the field nigger? And the house niggas were better than the field niggas because the house niggas were light skinned and may have had some education, where the field nigga didn't have no education and they were dark skinned. And still to this day, we are still doing the same thing to each other. And I think it's just sad. But like the other caller said, she don't believe that she graduated any college. She don't believe that she was involved in all of what she says she is. And I happen to agree with that shit because nobody in a right mind who went to HBCUs and have these degrees and who's affiliated with all these people would have never used that term and then pretend like she didn't know that it meant one thing when she was saying it was something else. I'm sorry, I just don't buy that shit.
Thank you, Khaleesi. Khaleesi say, Sir, can you take that smoke to mother who cursed out your entire chat and why inspire your commentary? Why? Yes, because that's all he do. He don't got nothing else to do. I'm welcoming the lady back. Here go Miss Nina.
Oh, thank you. Can you hear me? I see myself now. Um, and I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
So basically, the reason why I even brought up the origin of Darky and the building of HBCUs by slave masters for their children is because it's to the point. I mean, we have to know our history so that we can know where things originated. I was listening to people talk about, I'm not sure where this came from. I didn't grow up hearing this, but she knows, because she went to an HBCU, that this is where it originates from, and that this whole boule thing, this whole lighter than a paper bag for sorority acceptance, the AKAs. I mean, it's this Jack and Jill, everything in Black society is about color. But this is something that we refuse to talk about. And if we talk about why the features that are uplifted, where they come from, you're reminding people of trauma and you're anti-Black. That's not true. We have to know exactly where those features came from, why things are the way they are, so that we can at least, if not make it better, acknowledge it.
I definitely agree with you, Miss Nina. The chat is asking, and I don't know if if Lady P opposes, but the chat is asking if you don't mind addressing what Sarah King said regarding the comment that you
I'm
made.
not gonna address shit Sir King said about nothing that happened to somebody else's platform. No, I will not be addressing. She's over here and she's expressing how the fuck she feel on my platform.
Okay. Absolutely not. I will not address it if you don't want me to. I'm totally fine with that. But my main thing is, yes, I do have an accurate portrayal of history. I'm not going to turn my head off to the negative attributes of our history. If we don't know our history and we don't know where things come from, then we're lost. And we don't need to be sensitive about these things, because if we don't know, then we're just ignorant and nothing gets solved. We just go around in circles, and I don't understand why people are so offended by.
Let me say something real quick. Because see, they try to make you out to be a monster.
A what?
A monster.
A monster.
So King is trying to make you out to be a monster. So I'm going to say this. You never know what you can say to somebody to make them say something the way they may say it. I don't know what happened with you over there on his platform, because I don't even go over there. I fall asleep when I try to listen to him. Okay?
Okay.
And I don't care about Jay Dunn. I don't know what you and her had going on. That don't concern me. But you're here now, and you're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're bringing something to this conversation that we need to hear, because some people don't know that. And you may be educating some people that don't know that.
Okay. I really appreciate it, and I don't want to deter the conversation to anything else, because this is such an important conversation. So I will quickly say that everything that he said, he spinned it so that I could look like that, and none of that is accurate. And I'll leave it at that, and let's go back to the you guys can go back to the conversation, and I'll let it go. And I am Black. Blackity black. So it's like I'm going. Bye. Thank you so much, Lady P.
She says she's Black, goddess. She sound like my auntie. I ain't gonna even lie. I got an auntie sound just like that, and she high yellow. Okay, but this has been a great conversation. It needed to be had. I hope we can have more conversations like this in the beat sector. I know I've been stirring it up lately. Me and Rockstar Dawn, when we get together, it just comes together. So it is what it is. It needs to be talked about. Because Rockstar just said this the week before last, how the elders install something in you and you carry it over.
Yes, we were. I think I might have been on that live
you
too
was
as
up
well.
With us too,
yes. I think you ladies beautiful black queens. Y'all have some endeavors going. She has that wonderful magazine. You got the things that you got going on, and you're going to do great. And just keep on pushing. And I definitely did appreciate the conversation, and I wanted to
Child, the
jump in,
devil
but like I
been busy
said,
all day. The devil been busy all day. The devil started
yeah,
with Lovely Love 51. Now her ass
right.
blocked from over. Okay?
Mm,
Because
mm.
we was having a
Okay, sis,
serious
I'm glad that you pick up
conversation.
on all the distractions.
I'm sorry.
She said she glad I picked up
No,
on
I
all the
said,
distractions.
Lady P,
Oh,
I'm
oh,
glad.
all the.
Yeah, because there was a lot, and I'm like, and that's the thing. The black community needs this conversation, but whenever we try to have it, there's always so many distractions, and it's just unfortunate because the conversation, as much as we think it's had, it's actually still haven't been had.
I'm sorry if y'all hear a lawnmower in the background. That's my neighbor. He like to smell gas.
I,
Because I ain't never seen
I
nobody
don't.
cut grass 5 days a week.
Wait, what?
I think he like to smell gas. Because I just got my lawn cut over the weekend. His lawn was cut before mine. Now, why he out there riding the lawnmower this time of night?
He might be retired.
No, he's smelling the gas, Sean. But this has been a good conversation, y'all. I'm glad we were able to have it on my platform. And it's a lot out here to give to our subscribers besides the mess. Period. And we need to have these conversations. Because maybe we continue to have these conversations, we can come together as one. Because I'm still looking for the people in my village. Have y'all found the people in y'all?
Still looking, still building.
Not in this generation.
I do
like
have a great
like I
support
told
system.
like I told you,
Go ahead.
God dang.
there's a
Oh
delay.
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Well,
Like
yeah,
I
Lady P,
told you,
I'm
Lady
definitely still building, still trying to, make sure my relationships are equally yoked. That I'm around like-minded individuals and all of that. So yeah, and that even includes family. Protecting your energy from even that, from some. We just have to be really careful. Um,
Thank you, Goddess.
with
I
with
took my
everything
role
that's
from
going
you,
on.
girl. But y'all listen, it's almost 2 hours and 30 minutes. Lady P is at the pike because I'm going home for the 4th of July.
Okay, girl.
And I'm leaving in the morning, and my son keep looking at me like I'm crazy.
Well, safe
And I gotta make
travels.
a couple.
Safe travels.
I hope if y'all, I'm just praying the interstate don't be that full. That's
Yeah,
why I'm
we're
trying to
getting a
get a
lot of
head
rain.
start
The
by
only
leaving
problem is
tomorrow.
you leaving tomorrow.
Uh-huh.
Lady P,
Okay.
is it Sonia?
Speak up, Rock, so we can
Yeah.
barely hear you.
Sandy? It wasn't about blaming all the elders, but in hindsight, when you think about it, a lot of times the elders aren't held accountable at all. But there are some elders that were very irresponsible with what they said and what they did. Those elders, you can tell the kids that they raised because they are projecting all that stuff that was on, that was given to them. Those are who we are addressing. Not every elder is like this, but you can always tell that some were ignorant and still are. And we can't pretend that all elders are good because that would mean that we're lying.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's something that's still stuck in that mind frame from whenever they was told by their great grandmother, or something in that sort. Great grandfather ain't gonna leave him out. But it has been wonderful speaking with all you guys. It was
Well,
something
well,
that
thank you.
must
Thank
have
you,
been
Lady
talked.
P, for allowing me to come up. I just wanted to say that in closing, yeah, that TC, I'm highly disappointed in that. And even even if she was speaking about the energy, it's bullshit. I call bullshit on her bullshit. Oh, and I'm so sorry. We're having a thunderstorm, and I think we just had our tornado siren is going off. So I'm gonna log off, guys. Pray for me, y'all.
Okay, be careful, baby.
Really dark here.
Be safe,
Okay,
honey.
thank you, guys.
That sound like
Thanks.
some thunder, girl.
I know.
Okay.
Did you hear it?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, girl.
So y'all, Sean, thank you for coming through, boo. I know you
Yeah,
be busy.
I see you in another chat. I'm waiting for somebody to drag Big Bree. You know I live
Oh
for that.
Lord. Rockstar.
Hey, boo.
When my magazine gonna come, girl?
The order is out, so I'm waiting on them to come back. They spend about a week in production, and then they come to me, and then I mail them
Oh,
out,
okay.
and
So
they
by the time I
ship.
go home and come back, I should get it in the mail. Okay.
Hello. Well, it all depends. How long are you gonna be? Because it should
I'm
get
only
by
gonna be
in just
going
a
to the
quick
field.
process.
I'm only gonna be going to the field.
Okay, well they're in production right now, so I'm gonna see when they come
Okay.
out of
I'm
production
just
and they mail them to me. But yeah, I know it's exciting. I'm excited too.
I'm very excited for you, girl.
Oh, thank you, Queen. Thank you so much. And once again, the way that all of you showed out with your support was just amazing. And it was just beautiful because that's the part of us that should always matter. Because when we come together for purpose, like it's like we really are currency in every sense of the word. We really are. And if we start to really pour into each other the way that we're supposed to, and really go after the things that we want while supporting each other, there's no stopping us. But we have to get to that point. But all the backbiting and let me stop this person, let me try to destroy this person, that's not going to help anybody in this situation. So I'm trying to get to the point where all of us understand the value of each other.
Okay, baby. I'm gonna go ahead and get on up out of here, Rockstar Dawn. But before I go, y'all, please make sure if you're not
Okay,
subscribed,
hello.
please hit that subscribe button, like, share, and whatever you feel like doing. Make sure you follow me on my bike up channel at Lady PTM 2.0 Realness. Thank you. Make sure y'all put y'all purple hearts in the chat on y'all way out of here. Have a
Good
blessed
night,
evening,
Queen.
everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Rockstar. And hello to everyone that I didn't get a chance to speak to. I see you, Miss Murder Snow. Hey, Sean Shine. Hey, Charlie Lot. Thank you, Indigo. Jesus Take the Wheel is a man. Hey, Miss Mama Cynthia. ATL Chick 99 Larkins. Sagittarius 1215. Chippa. Chippa come in the chat and just turn the chat all the way up. Hey, Harmony Hall. Thank you, Miss Nina, for coming over, babe. Hey, the real, I'm just saying. Chicago, not shy, right? Wakanda dreams forever. Good night.